The time is drawing near for the end completely of an emperor's reign and for a new king to rule over his royal subjects. This is the story that we'll see play out this Saturday, October 15th, between Devin "The Dream" Haney and George Kambosos Jr. Let's talk about it. In a fight that is being promoted and billed as simply repeat or revenge, Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. will fight once again in a rematch for the Undisputed Lightweight Championship this Saturday, October 15th in Melbourne, Australia. The first fight saw these two combatants go for it in a fight that many people felt that Devin Haney won quite handily. It took place in June of this year, again in Melbourne, with Haney having to submit to a myriad of agreements just in order to have this opportunity to fight for the titles. Included was a rematch clause that would see him give an opportunity directly back to George Kambosos Jr. in the event he was successful, which he was. So now the day of reckoning has come. This week, they will face one another in that touted rematch, and they will be able to either open up a new door or close the case that have saw these two men come together. Both of them relatively in their primes. Kambosos, the ferocious one, with his record of 20-1, 10 KOs. And the one loss he has was to the fight with Haney. Haney, whose record of 28-0 with 15 KOs, is seeing him approach opportunities where the sky is the limit. For both men going into this rematch, adjustments are the priority. What type of adjustments? We're talking about the type of adjustments that will ensure that there is separation defined between the two combatants. The first fight saw Haney outboxing Kambosos using a clever jab, using the ring Forex maximum and optimum, which was pretty much the center of the ring. Turning, giving angles, allowing himself to optimize whatever his athleticism and boxing ability could bring to the table. Kambosos at times tried to get on the inside, but to maul, not necessarily bang and battle on the inside, which Devin would happily oblige. But the type of tactics that Kambosos brought to the fight were not those that would put him in a position to have advantages. It seemingly was that which is presented as bullying or trying to bolster himself, which in boxing, a fight is a fight. And a skilled, quality fighter like Devin Haney, none of that is going to matter. What will matter is he who wants to take the risk. The risk in the fight to dare to be great. Being great, what is it meant by that? We're talking about to take the circumstances of which you are necessarily at a disadvantage and find a way to prevail and overcome. Ring IQ is a part of this. Talent is a part of this. Capability, will, and desire are all a part of this. In the fight, the first go round, there was no point in that fight where George Kambosos went for broke. Because he was fighting in his hometown of Australia, he was banking that the officials would help him out on the scorecards. And they did. They kept him in the fight. But he had to do more to win the fight. And he just didn't measure up as far as that. Now, Devin Haney, on the other hand, understands the tool of the trade is the jab. And he kept Kambosos on the end of his jab. There was so much frustration that the ferocious one knew not what to do. When a fighter is under these circumstances, you have to box with aggression. You have to be able to set the pace, set the tone, let people know who you are and what you're about. Haney was able to establish that early on in this fight. Again, in the promotion leading up to the fight, Kambosos spoke quite a bit about being the emperor, the ruler. But at no point in this fight did he assert himself as such. So his aggression was not necessarily there. And though he was in his hometown, the judges did all they could to keep him in the fight. But nothing happened in the ring to provide a point of separation outside of Haney displaying the quality of his skill set. Punches were clean, punches were frequent. But in this rematch, the ante will be upped. Haney is going to have to step it up in this fight. He's going to have to capitalize on everything he did successfully the first go round and amplify that somewhere by 5 to 10. The reason being, if it's any way possible that the fight will be close, they'll be scoring more for George. That's why in this rematch, body work is essential. I would like to see Devin break George Kambosos down with a body attack in this rematch. That will be a bit of a change up from the first go round. And it will also put him in a greater position of having a depleted former champion in Kambosos in the later rounds of the fight, where his hand speed, scoring of points will be more magnified. You have to take the body work into consideration. Now, as far as Kambosos, he's gonna have to get in there and try to work Devin's body. But I will tell you this, he's going to meet those counter right hands and uppercuts on the inside. Devin is extremely proficient with these tools that have not often been on display because fighters have a tendency, when they get close to him, they want to hug and grab. They don't want to battle on the inside because he knows the punches to throw. He is well versed in uppercuts, hooks to the body, counter shots, roll counters, catch and shoot. We've seen his skill set on display, and he can punch in combination very well. and the combination punches will be the make or water in this fight. If Devin is able to have a high punch output, meaning that he throws his shots in sets, Kambosos will be on the defensive for the majority of the fight. But I do believe there will be at one point he will try to display a heart of a lion simply because he's in his hometown. He already knows that he's overmatched, skill-wise, talent-wise. So he may try to go for broke. Will it be in the opening rounds? Sometimes that has been someone's game plan. But in this fight, the difference will be the dream. Looking to ascend toward greater heights with a victory over Kambosos once again. I'm picking Devin Haney to win this fight. There may be something that will take place that we did not expect to see. And in the theater of unexpected, we don't know what that could be. What do you think? Let's talk about it more. It's an exciting fight week. It's a historical fight week. We gotta be there to show the support for the sport that we love. Devin Haney should win this fight with another unanimous decision. If he does that body work, if he really digs deep, we might even see George Kambosos submit. Wouldn't that be something? A dream come true. This is Stormy B. Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about Devin Haney looking to cement his victory and place in history. That's all I have for you at this time. Peace for everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.